Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Hollywood After Dark, episode number 2. And today is Father's Day. I hope you all had yourself a great one, whether you called your dad or you saw your kids and they loved you because you're their father. Or whatever you might be. I don't know. You know what? Shout out to all the stepdads in the world too. But let's talk about some Supergirl because shit got kind of interesting today. So let's talk about that right now. Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome to the program. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a fair amount of things going on with Supergirl, a movie that at this point in time, I fundamentally believe DC's doing everything it can to spoil the entire movie for you. And I say that not to be a jerk, not to be a dick, but because it comes across as being almost the most salient business-minded decision that they've made in quite some time. And the reason why is because guess what, folks? You, me, everybody, we love to be spoiled. You can deny it all you want, but certain things need to be spoiled in order for you to wrap your brain around it in order to accept it. And I think that's exactly what's going on. But first, let me give a quick, hardcore, full of love Father's Day shout out to my channel members. People like Saggy Melons, Javi12, Otis Famunda, even my own father. Even my own father supports me. Father's Day. Fathers supporting fathers. There we go, folks. Become a channel member. Get access to, right now, nothing except supporting the show, which I hope you guys enjoy doing. But as always, it's free to listen to. It's free to call in. And that is the way that I like it. Let's take a quick look here at the chat to see what is going on. According to Jacob McKenzie, there's something going on with Warner Brothers replacing Batfleck, and Henry Cavill Superman with classic versions. Not too sure what that is, Jacob. Like I said, if you can DM me that on Twitter or email it to me, that would be perfectly fine. You saw it in Comic Book Now. Well, send me a link, dude. Like send me a link, and I'll be able to go from there. I don't know right now. Anyway. Let's see. Music Man asking the hard question, how was my Father's Day? It was nice. Got up this morning, got totally nut checked by my 3-year-old. She wasn't paying attention as she was turning around. Full on backhand to my own personal Saggy Melons. And I just crumbled to the floor. So that's how I started my morning, by just getting completely bodied by my 3-year-old. And anyone who is a parent out there fully understands that their junk is open warfare when you have children. So that, of course, is what happened this morning. And then from there, we went down to my dad's house and dropped off his. No, wait, we didn't. No, we didn't drop off his Father's Day. I think we're getting him something else. I have to pay my sister for it, but that's beside the point. And then the kids played, and then I came home and I played Skyrim for a while. So I got a lot of Skyrim going on today, and just kind of chilled out otherwise. And then it was good times. Also, my friend Saki Melons put out a pretty funny stream earlier, so I have to give that. Anyway, talking about the situation with Sarah Calais as Supergirl, Lord Slug here says, already saw a couple vids from the Fandom Menace losers hating on it. Of course you did. Of course you did. Jess here saying, make sure Streamlabs is working. It should be working. I will log into Streamlabs to see what the hell is going on with that. I do not know why there's problems. I'm honestly, given how much that 30% that YouTube takes, that is just an insane amount, and it's painful. It's very painful. Like last night, for example, you guys gave about $87 for the 3 hours, which is great. Thank you. And I think my take home was like $57 because YouTube takes their 30%. So that is insane about how this whole thing, really kind of, it's terrible shit. Anyway, want to make sure, so it's up right now. I believe that it's streamlabs.com/$3 theater /tip, or just the $3 theater. I don't want to focus on it too much because that's like, I feel like it's too much shilling, and I'm not trying to shill. Not just yet. Anyway, H Bart's here, $2, man, saying here, Mr. Lest, who streams too good to be back. Yes, H Bart's. I was wondering where you were, not because you're like the number one producer of my channel. No. Not that at all, actually. I appreciate your insight and I appreciate you. And so you start to notice when certain people aren't here for whatever reason. So I'm glad that you're back. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope they didn't work you too hard at your job. And we can go from there. All right. Will we be seeing Enosh in a tub? If he calls in, I have no idea. I didn't drop the link in our DM group. So there is that. I'm not too sure. Jack here says the Supergirl actress is hot. I don't know, Jack. I thought you dipped out last night. You were too uncomfortable with Enosh in the hot tub. But anyway, it's all good. All right. Let's see. Another one from H Bart's here. $5. Thank you so much, man. Says they, God damn it, Jack. Matt only likes the tips. Oh, that caught me by surprise, buddy. That caught me by surprise. Good job. Anyway, H Bart's here saying they want to move away from Zack, but make Supergirl suit like the Cavill suit. And that is the thing with this, right? Warner Brothers is going to like go a different direction, but it's like we looked at yesterday. Okay. I have the image here, right? So yesterday, this particular image popped out from the behind the scenes stuff. So it showed Central City Children's Fund showing a Wonder Woman 2017 promotional image on the side of the bust, indicating that Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, Zack Snyder's Wonder Woman, is going to be featured in this particular movie, at least through a cameo. Now, we don't know which Earth this is. I don't think it's going to be, Earth, whatever this one is, Earth 1, I think, or I don't know, Earth 3. Does anyone here know what Earth it is? Because I forget. But we know that this is there. So a lot of people out there are like, starting to like, because, they're wondering, okay, how much is this connected? Because we saw this pop up the other day, and that gave us a look at the 3 icons that we're going to be seeing in this, and how people were comparing the Supergirl image to that of Henry Cavill's Superman suit. And they are very similar. Like the material is the same, but there's a slight different design on the S. And I've seen people absolutely losing their mind on that. It's very weird to see, but that of course is unfortunately where we find ourselves on that. So then we also got like shot like this yesterday, right? Where we get a blurry shot from her in the distance, or a shot like this, where it's a very far off shot, but we get an idea of what the suit looks like. Here is a bit more of a close-up shot that was going around yesterday as well. And the reason why this is important is because these were blowing the hell up, right? Including like this guy right here, who happened to get a picture of him with Ezra Miller as well as with Michael Keaton. And so this is in London. So we know, obviously we know what's happening. What's going on in this movie is no secret. What's going on in this movie is absolutely open for pretty much everyone to kind of discuss and talk about. They want you to talk about the making of this movie because it puts it in a more positive light. Because the thing is, while some fandom menace people might be complaining about the look of the suit, the vast majority of Supergirl fans, it was trending all day. I think it's even trending right now. They're interested to see what's going to be happening. This is something that's new to them. And especially when you get updated photos that were released like this. Now, I want you guys to think about it like this, okay? This is what I feel is one of Warner Brothers' tactics. Because you see here in the suit, which the abs are very weird to me. I think it's just the harness, right? I think it looks like it's a very weird harness. She looks relatively uncomfortable with it like that. And they'll probably smooth out the abs for the movie. But we do see here that is very much modeled after this version of the character, which is was it Lori, whatever, I forget her name. I saw it. I was trying to get it before going live, but it's Superman and like Lois Lane's daughter, like Lori Lane, right? That's who it is, Lori Lane. Anyway, so we know that's kind of what they're going for here. And the reason why they showed us this, by the way, is they showed us this because of these images that had come out the day before. So blurry in the distance, can't quite see much, right? We're not too sure. Then they go ahead and they drop this today so you can see it. So yesterday you saw the shitty version. Today you're seeing the cool version, at least the very clear, high definition, high resolution photos that are magically coming in from set that they put out there, so you know what it looks like. Now, this happened before, all the way back in 2016, 2015 at Comic-Con, when David Ayer showed off the first teaser trailer for Suicide Squad, and it was pirated. Now, I was in the room when they showed off that trailer, but it was pirated, and it was put up online, and the quality was terrible. And so Warner Brothers, in response to not only people wanting to see the Suicide Squad trailer in high definition, but to not want people to get the wrong impression about the movie because of the low quality, they did put out the full high definition trailer, and that actually kicked off Warner Brothers and the way that they do business for Comic-Con now, which is they drop the trailer roughly at the same time it's going live in Hall H. They'll go like, world premiere. No one else has seen this trailer. No one else knows anything about this movie. You, the fan, you're first. Get ready, folks. Ready your underwear because you're going to need a new pair after this trailer going live right now. And then they show the trailer. So they hit play on the trailer in Comic-Con. And then like either as soon as a trailer is done showing to us, so they fulfill their obligation of being first people to see it, then they publish it live on YouTube, and the rest of the world gets to see it without having to slog through the shit that is getting to Hall H. I know, hashtag humblebrag, hashtag first world problems, but I'm still a nerd and I'm still going to bitch about stuff because that's just kind of what I do. Now, Shiftygism here says those weird effing abs. Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird, right? Now Ryan here says I actively tried to prevent myself from looking at spoilers. A few hints every now and then, that's fine, but I try my best. What I mean by that is like, you still, at the end of the day, you want to know what's going to happen. And studies have proven the reason why trailers show us as much as they do is absolutely because we end up because we want to know. It's a weird thing. I'm not a big fan of it. Now, Rational Skeptic here, $2. Thank you, Rational Skeptic, says, is Sasha from Cavill's Krypton? We don't know. We have absolutely no idea what exactly things are. Now, so I'm hoping we're going to get more info. Now, Min here does make a good point. Says, Matt not knowing what Earth it is the reason why the DC multiverse thing won't work. And he's not wrong. I'll be fair. He's not wrong. So let me explain why he's not wrong. So the DC multiverse, in essence, I feel cinematically simply won't work because there's too many moving parts. It's not a linear story. People like to be told things linearly, right? We like to follow a story from beginning to middle to end. When you go beginning, middle, end, but it branches off into like, the crazy zany aspects of the multiverse, if it's not pre-planned well enough, then it's not going to be very good. That's just the whole, that is storytelling 101. Warner Brothers is coming at this from a business-based perspective rather than a story-based perspective at the moment. That could change. Marvel, in their exposition of the multiverse, at least in Loki, is very much coming at it from a story perspective first. And the story makes sense because it's presented to you in a way that is easily digestible. So unless I'm hoping that they handle time travel or multiverse jumping, whatever else that they're going to do. I hope they handle it a certain way. But I still think that the DC multiverse is just simply not going to work. HWAD's here with another $5. Thank you, sir. Says, what happened with Enosh in a tub? Also, Supergirl is Latino. I'm Latino. I like. So Enosh, so real quick last night, Enosh joined the stream from an inflatable hot tub on his back deck. And he hung out for a while in a hot tub, which is great. I have no problem with that. So Enosh was streaming from a hot tub. It was funny. Also, hey, I green, you green. What's going on? I hope everything is good in Barcelona. Would love to visit Spain one day, man. Would love to get over there. Let's see here. Turbo's acting like his long-lost brother DSP begging for tips. No. I'm not begging for tips. I'm just simply pointing out that YouTube takes 30% and that sucks, but it's still better than other things. Tip, don't tip. It's all good. I appreciate it either way. Let's see here. Good night, Matt, and protect your nuts. Them straight, man. You have to. So, okay. According to Warner Brothers, DC, EU is Earth 1, Battinson is Earth 2. And then Arrowverse is Earth Prime. That is stupid. Snyderverse should be Earth 1 or Earth Prime. And obviously The obviously the Arrowverse needs to be Earth trash can. I'm just gonna say it anyway. I'm being joined now by my buddy RJ. What's up, RJ?
What's up, man? I was gonna say, do you really think Warner Brothers purposely let those photos come out?
Yes.
They're not that smart, Matt. They are.
Yes,
not
they
that
are.
Smart.
Yes, they are that smart. Yes, they are that smart. Like, here's the thing, man. Long distance photography, clearly shot from an iPhone with like 800 times zoom. That looks like it was shot through a potato that was wrapped in a used condom. And it looks terrible, and it doesn't give the best first impression. And since they want the first impression, like they did with this showing off the logo the other day, they obviously want there to be a solid first impression. When there's not, and it's something that looks like this, which looks like the old movies I used to bootleg off the internet back in like 20 years ago, it's not going to leave you with the best first impression. So what do? Oh, they drop these photos, which are, by the way, shot from the set photographer or someone, and it's definitely shot through a DSLR, and it's definitely shot on set. So they obviously are wanting to make sure that people are aware of this. And not only that, RJ, I didn't even get to what I feel is the good part. Mm-hmm. All right. Because some other photos came out. Some other photos popped up today. All right. We got to see, Barry Allen with, looking terrible in a suit and tie.
He looks very, like, the suit makes him look way bigger. I don't know if you noticed that.
It's the idea. The idea is that the suit is meant to be ill-fitting. So something is clearly happening where he's having to address reporters. There's Iris West next to him. Now, is she there as a friend? Is she there as an acquaintance? Is she there as a girlfriend? We don't know. But because she's not holding a phone or a recorder in order to make it out to be, because she's a journalist, we don't quite know what she's there doing just yet. But we get to see this shot of him and with Chrissy Clemens. So that does, again, show you that this is set in Snyderverse, right? These are the characters that were introduced in the Snyder Cut, which is so funny because they still do not want to acknowledge its existence. But then we got these photos. So we get to see a better shot of Barry, the suit looking much better, right? And then it looks like he is talking to Bruce Wayne. And there's Michael Keaton with a wig, because that is a wig, as really old Bruce Wayne, as like nearly 70-year-old Bruce Wayne. So
yeah.
So
he looks great though. For a 70-year-old man, he looks great.
Oh no, he looks fantastic, and that's actually probably what I'm most excited to see, because again, this shot right here, we can see that his hair is a lot shorter of him on the street, and then seeing him here, he's got the wig on. So again, but it's a good looking haircut. It looks, like a billionaire playboy crime fighter. That's not Robert Downey Jr. And so, I mean, that of course is, they're showing off these images today. These are taken from a cell phone. But they're close enough to be, from people who are on set. So this is something that was absolutely put out by the production team. Now, whether it is Warner Brothers or Muschietti or Barbara Muschietti that wanted to put this stuff out there, they're doing this in order to get people on board with how it looks.
It's definitely not the Muschiettis, though, because Barbara on Instagram, I believe, posted something on one of her Instagram stories saying, "Guys, please do not share photos of the Supergirl costume. We're working really hard. Please don't leak this out on the internet. Just wait until the official picture comes out. It's going to blow your mind."
Yeah, well, here's the thing. That's the thing. They're never going to tell you, though. They're never going to tell you the truth on that, right? They're never going to come out and say that they did it. It's kind of like, hey, who leaked the Deadpool footage back in 2014?
They'll never say, but I guarantee you it was Ryan Reynolds.
They'll never say. They'll never say, because guess which server it came from? Blur Studios. That's owned by Tim Miller, who did he directed the movie and did the visual effects for the demo. So yeah, clearly, we know that it's Ryan Reynolds. That was leaked
on purpose to get the movie made.
Well, that was leaked on purpose to drum up interest, which it absolutely did. And the fact that it came out and it took a couple days to get going, because at first, it didn't spread that far. I saw it. I got home from the midnight showing of Guardians of the Galaxy in August of 2014. And I get home and I'm working on my review of it. And then my friend DMs me and he's like, "Dude, did you see this thing?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Watch it." So I watched that Deadpool trailer. I loved it. I laughed my ass off. I watched it 5 times in a row. Then you know what I did? I jumped in my car and I drove down to the drive-in. And this was like 2:30 in the morning. They were still there. And I went down there just to show my coworkers fucking the Deadpool trailer. I could have showed them that the next night, but I was so excited by the Deadpool thing that I went down there at 2:30 in the morning to show them this like minute thing that was bootlegged out there. But again, that was put out as in an attempt to push and sway public opinion to force Fox to do something, which it did. And when David Ayer put out this image of the Joker back in the in the summer of 2015, this is very much what people were like. They didn't like it at first. In fact, I saw there were so many videos that were attacking this Joker. I was actually one of the only ones that said I liked it because I thought that it was different and it looked interesting. And as a result of that, as a result of all of that, it took people a year to finally kind of come around to, Jared Leto as the Joker, and that it wasn't as bad as people thought that it was. And then here it is now, what, fucking 5 years past that when the movie came out, and people are clamoring for more Jared Leto Joker.
Yeah, I'll be honest though, I never liked Jared Leto's Joker until the Snyder Cut. I was never on board until that scene. That's what took it for me, because I didn't like Suicide Squad at all. I did not like that movie or the way Joker was handled in that movie whatsoever.
I think you are just mistaken. I think that's all. I think you are just having. I think you are having problems.
No, it's okay. I'm wrong.
Yeah, I will. Well, I mean, all opinions are welcome. I'm still going to mock you a little bit though. But no, the thing is, like, I like the Joker. I enjoyed Suicide Squad immensely. I really want to see the Ayer cut. I want to see all that stuff. But still, my point ultimately is these photos are put out there sometimes to drum up interest. The set photos posted yesterday were probably not put out there to drum up interest, but today, to counter the narrative, to counter the negativity that was maybe coming around from some of those images, because it was blurry, because it was far away, because it looked like it was shot through a potato. They wanted to make sure that you got a good look at her in that position, wearing everything to get used to the character. And because that's something that, again, ultimately they don't do very often, and they need to.
No, definitely. I mean, going back to Suicide Squad, when those set photos came out, I remember with of Harley and Deadshot and Joker, it blew up the internet. People are talking about it constantly. Like, it was like trending almost every single night. A new batch of photos would come out. Yeah. And that got the hype for that movie really rolling, and people actually very interested and excited.
Over $700 million, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it actually did. It did not as well as Wonder Woman 2017, but it was nipping at its heels. I mean, it came out a year before, and it came out following BVS, following the theatrical dumpster fire that was BVS.
Yeah, and people were wondering, like, is this movie going to be a hit or not? And it ended up making a lot of money for them. So,
you know why? The female demographic.
Yeah, definitely. No,
I mean,
I agree.
You know, I mean, Harley Quinn was a big factor in that. And then I don't know why it took them forever to get over to Birds of Prey, and then Birds of Prey was a mess. It was just a mess of a film.
Do you think if it would have came out like any other time, like instead of 2020, like a month before the pandemic, it would have done better? Or do you think it like still would have bombed?
I mean, like, well, they couldn't predict the pandemic, so that was definitely something that I think maybe hindered it a little bit. But it still did 400 million worldwide, which isn't terrible, by the way. And it still had its release limited. I watched it, I think, as soon as it came out on VOD, I watched it, and I wasn't, thrilled with it. I'm actually glad I didn't pay money to go and see it. But then again, I'm also
in theaters, yeah.
Well, then I'm wondering also if I would have gone and seen it in theaters, if I would have had a difference of opinion because I paid money to go and see it. Because once you are financially vested into something, your like of it kind of goes up. You allow yourself to kind of like not be as critical because you're like, well, I paid for it, so I've already, given something. I don't want to feel like I lost out. And so we do that kind of often, I think, which is why a lot of these people that I think bitch about movies all the time never actually watch what they bitch about. I really don't think so. I really don't think a lot of them watch a lot of this stuff. I think they just look at what other people are saying and they mimic that. And because the outrage is there, and I'm air quoting that, it pretty much protects them from anyone ever doing any real fact checking. And I'll kind of tie back in to the conversation we were having last night about two particular individuals, one from a planet, one from a corner. And they say things about like properties, and then they get schooled on those properties because they clearly don't know what they're talking about. you know? And like I try to read up on what's going on. There are clearly things I don't get. I make mistakes all the time, and if I feel like I'm in the wrong, I'll ask the audience, am I right or am I wrong? And generally you guys are great, and you guys come back and you toss in the correct answer. So I feel less stupid because I've learned.
Right.
So I think it's one of those things where it's kind of like, I don't know. I just wasn't a big fan of Birds of Prey. Anyway, H Bart's here. It says Jack Nicholson Joker eating nachos.
Yeah, that's a joke from my stream earlier, because we were talking about Jack Nicholson coming back in this movie, and H Bart was joking about him eating nachos because Jack Nicholson loves to go to the Joker, or not the Joker, the Lakers games.
Oh, Lakers,
basketball,
yeah. I've seen that. Yeah, he sits down and he just like, it sits on the front row. I mean, look, if Jack Nicholson, if good old Jack himself was, if he popped up in this movie as like an alternate Jack Napier, that'd be cool.
Apparently they retconned the fact that Joker died in '89 Batman.
How do you retcon that?
I don't know, but that's
motherfucker fell from the top of a goddamn bell tower.
I was reading, apparently they retconned it though. That's what
Oh my god. Oh my god. Jeez. Oh my god.
I think it was in the Arrowverse when they did like the '89 Batman universe. It said that the Joker never died. He came back.
What? Hold on. Joker never died. Arrowverse. I gotta, because I would have heard about that. Okay, let's see here. According to well, they said, is a Joker dead in the Arrowverse? All right. Well, in the Arrowverse, the Joker is also nowhere to be seen. I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. Jack Napier Arrowverse. Okay, maybe we got him all right. They said that he died in 2015. What? I don't know, man. I got to look into this.
Yeah,
I haven't heard. Yeah. I haven't heard that one yet. And I mean, I know enough people who love Batman that would have been like, come on. If that would have happened, elements of the Fandom Menace would, I think, rightfully come out. And I'll say this, rightfully come out and been like, Warner's, what you doing? Greg Berlanti, what you doing? We watched him die in 1989. We literally watched him fall off of a bell tower while tied to a gargoyle. Like, we watched him fall. We watched him die. What are you doing? Like, how would he survive that? Yeah. How would he this is why, like, as much as I like, at least with Marvel, they'll bring people back occasionally.
Yeah, people joke it's the Marvel fake death universe.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they brought back Loki, they brought back Coulson, obviously, but like some of the villains have stayed dead. So that's
right. Okay, so I can clarify it. So in the Arrowverse Crisis on Infinite Earths event, there is a newspaper that they show, and the headline is Batman captures the Joker once again. And it implies that the Joker, 30 years later, somehow is still alive.
Or just another Joker.
Apparently. But it says, I don't know. I don't know. They said like a Joker is running around 30 years later. And apparently it is still Jack Nicholson's Joker. They never clarified it. So.
Oh, okay. Jesus. This is why. I'm just saying this is why I complain. It's just, I feel like the Arrowverse has absolutely outstayed its welcome, and I feel like it's ready to go. Give me Grant Gustin in the Flash movie, that I'd be happy with, because I love Grant Gustin as the Flash.
Speaking of complaining, do you see that controversy on Twitter about the WB tours?
Yeah, okay, billboard? So that was mentioned. I got to answer a super chat, but can you find that image for me and then like just?
I have it pulled up right now. Actually, I can.
Okay, yeah. Share it on the screen and we'll bring it up here in a second. But Rational Skeptic here, $10, man. Thank you very much. Says this film is going to be convoluted as hell, introducing new characters and universes. And if this movie confirms Cavill and Affleck are being replaced, the DCEU is finished. I mean, like, I don't know, man.
Everyone's gonna say they're gonna be upset and not watch it, but they're not watching it anyway.
Oh no, people are straight up gonna go watch it. Like, that's confirmed at this point. Like, I don't think anyone's not gonna go watch it. I'm gonna go check it out because I want to. Look, man, I agree. Like, I think that if they mess with the universes too much, that is going to be the problem, because then the linearity of the story is going to go hog wild, right? You know, because at least when it came to like Avengers Endgame, and like, you know, Loki gets away with the Tesseract, then it cuts over a little bit later to the Ancient One talking about how like the timelines diverge, you know, and so it kind of gives you a bit of an idea, at least in regards to Loki. But even though technically his Tesseract never left his timeline, he just became a variant of it. It's kind of a weird thing, but they explained it enough to where the general audience was like, I get it. I can understand it. I'm just waiting for people who aren't diehard Flash fans to go, what the fuck is the Speed Force? No, like how, like Barry, how do you travel through different universes, and how do you jump around? Like, oh, I have something called the Speed Force. The fuck is the Speed Force, man? Is that meth? Are you on meth, Barry Allen? Do I need to take you in for testing? I mean, no, not that Speed Force. Like
he works in the police departments. Maybe
what if it's just super enhanced cocaine, right? Like that's what it is. That's what gives him the power. You know, we don't know about his addiction, but it wasn't like the cloud over the city, over Central City, that zapped him, you know, and like metahuman lightning. When in reality, it was his supercharged cocaine. And Barry Allen is the fastest man alive, and he is so good at delivering you that sweet, sweet coke. But thank you very much for that one, Rational Skeptic here. Although Dark Beast makes a fun point. He says Nicholson's Joker and Joker from the Batman TV series from the 60s are still the best two Jokers. I love Cesar Romero in the role. I thought he very much camped it up, which I enjoy. Nicholson played it a little bit differently, obviously, but for me, I think Heath Ledger and Mark Hamill's Joker kind of are the two best in my personal opinion, but I still love Cesar Romero and Nicholson in those roles respectively. So
yeah.
Anyway, let's take a quick look here. So to kind of go into that whole convoluted drama. All right. Yes. So what am I looking at here? What is this?
Okay. So just to set this up. So, the Warner Brothers Studio Tour is remodeling, right? So they're doing some paneling stuff. So this is like the new tour parking thing with Friends and Big Bang Theory. On the side, they're putting up Looney Tunes, right? So this is like the banner entrance for because you know what the Warner Brothers Studio Tour is, right? You know what that is?
Yeah.
So they're remodeling and getting ready to reopen it. And this is what got people. So it says Hollywood made here. You have the Harry Potter characters, the new and the classic trilogy. Then you have the DC characters where it's Harley from the Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman from 1984, Aquaman from his movie, and then you have Keaton and Christopher Reeves right in the middle. Okay. And this got people very upset because it's like, once again, they're erasing Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. They're ignoring them and trying to appeal, like, nostalgia bait people, basically. You know?
All right, so let's...
And people were very upset, by the way. This was like a very hot topic today.
Oh my God, people are so crybaby.
Here's the thing I said, is that this is nothing more than a marketing ploy to get people from all different ages interested in the studio tour again. And it's also a marketing thing. That's Harley from the newest movie. That's Wonder Woman from the newest movie. You have Newt right there from the newest Fantastic Beasts movie. Michael Keaton is going to be in the Flash movie. They're going to want to put him in big spotlight things.
And the thing is though, that is Batman Returns Michael Keaton, not Batman 89 Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah, hold up. Let me see if I can see it.
And so, because it's the same logo, as this. So I believe it's the same logo, but it looks like it from here.
It looks pretty close to it.
Wait, no, sorry, that is the 89 Batman because of the way that the tail is pointed. It's a different Batman. Yeah. My bad, everybody. Revoke my nerd card, take it away. I can admit that I'm wrong. All right. But okay, so yeah, obviously Batman 89 is going to be a big factor coming into the Flash. They're going to want to play in the nostalgia. And quite frankly, to more people, Christopher Reeve is, and I'm air quoting that, is Superman. That is the nostalgic Superman. Now, and they have him pretty much dead center. And that's always been, Christopher Reeve Superman has always kind of been a hallmark and a staple of Warner Brothers and DC films. So if they are going to put, because there's also a blank square right there, right? There's a blank square right there. So what's going to be in the blank square?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's just like a spacing thing to like separate the different properties from each other or what. That's the other thing I don't know. I don't know, because I was pointing out in my stream, it's like it is a weird contrast though when you think about it. Because like, okay, you have all these modern characters, right? But then you have the two old ones stuck in the middle, and they seem like they stick out like sore thumbs in a way. Like I would have maybe done like a different like section of this design dedicated to like classic properties. If that makes sense.
Well, no, and I think there should have been like, there should be like a Game of Thrones thing up there. I mean, there should be a bunch of stuff. But yeah, you're right. You have Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad. Wonder Woman 84 is Diana, and then Aquaman is going to be Aquaman 2. Christopher Reeve is the only thing. Are they replacing Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill? No, they're not. It's
well, depending on who you listen to, apparently Michael Keaton is replacing Ben Affleck as the main Batman in the DCU. I'm just saying, according to some people.
60. No, Grace Randolph can seriously suck an egg on this one, all right? Like, because it's Grace Randolph. Just say Grace Randolph. It's Grace Randolph.
Well, Hollywood Reporter said he's taking up a Nick Fury like role though. And
yeah, but a Nick Fury like role is not the Batman, right? Like they're not gonna. He's 68. By the time they even get around to doing a Batman movie with old ass Michael Keaton, who I love in the role, by the way, it's going to be a couple years. And we got the Batman coming next year. So they're not going to fuck around with that one. Like he might be a Nick Fury type character, but he's going to be more Bruce Wayne Nick Fury than Batman Nick Fury. Right? I mean, let's be fair. He might suit up a little bit in the movie because that's going to be what people want, but it's also probably going to be like, I'm getting too old for this shit. Danny Glover Lethal Weapon type stuff, which by the way is a Warner Brothers franchise. And Mel Gibson should be on that board as well because Riggs is the shit. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, I just think, look, they're not, look, oh my God. We know that this is most likely Affleck's last time playing Batman. This is him wrapping up his arc in order to move on. That is the most likely scenario.
Well, do you think he's going to die or do you think he's going to leave?
He was slated to die in Snyder's movies. So obviously, yeah.
I think they're going to copy that arc a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to like take him out back and like put two in his head, like his parents and shit. But I think like he's going to like whatever's going to happen at the end of that movie, because we still don't know who the villain is. Is it going to be Reverse Flash? I mean, they've kind of hinted as such. But even then, starting with Reverse Flash, I don't know. I think it's kind of,
it's an interesting choice.
It's interesting. I don't think they should start with like Gorilla Grodd or something, but like, Reverse Flash just
I was thinking Captain Cold or Mirror Master.
Yeah, well, Captain Cold would be good. Because Leonard Snart has got a fan base from the Arrowverse. And I mean, hell, if they could get back Wentworth Miller, I loved him in that part. Until I think Berlanti kind of effed him over a little bit. Because here's a bit of interesting side history for you guys. So a couple years ago, when the Arrowverse was like first really starting to expand, Berlanti's production company signed Wentworth Miller and who was the guy who played Barrowman? All right, John Barrowman or Barrowman signed him and Wentworth Miller to this kind of overall contract. They weren't going to be in any specific show, but they were going to be basically roving characters that would pop up in different series at different times to kind of connect the universe together. They were going to build up this whole kind of like, rogues gallery of characters that would come and go. And it would just really kind of solidify this universe. And then that never happened, but that was something that they were going for a while. And that would be something that I think is kind of interesting. And I kind of totally spaced on my point for that. But it's a little bit of side history for you. Anyway, they're not like Cavill. If Cavill is going to come back, it's going to be in Black Adam. At this point, that is literally like the only way. And it's probably going to be or maybe Shazam 3 where Shazam fights Black Adam. Because that's what The Rock wants.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, what if they close the door and say, no, they're not coming back, and these characters are replacing them, though? Like, what if Supergirl is taking up that replacement moniker? And, like, because I don't know if I believe the whole, Batgirl Beyond rumor where the Batgirl movie HBO Max is going to have Michael Keaton training or whatever. That's like the Grace Randolph thing. I don't know if I buy that at all.
I don't buy that one bit.
Yeah. But let's just play devil's advocate and say, yes, that is their plan. They're phasing out Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill. Is it like doom and gloom? Is it like basically like screaming like the end of all things for this franchise or what?
no, it's not doom and gloom. And honestly, people out there who are going to treat it like that are just I'm sorry, you're entitled. You're entitled. You can get mad at me for saying that. And I understand that's what you want, and I want it too. But we also have to go back and look at the fact that they shot Zack Snyder's Justice League in 2016. It's been 5 years since those actors were all together playing those characters.
That's crazy to me.
That's 5 years. And they've obviously, in the subsequent 5 years, decided they wanted to move on to other things. Now, I'll tell you what they weren't expecting. They weren't expecting the success of the Snyderverse to be as massive as it was. They weren't expecting that. And that's probably why Kiersey Clemons is back as Iris West, and why they're continuing other aspects from what it appears to be. But they're still tying it into Justice League. It's not tying in to Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Justice League, they're still, except Justice League is their canon. That's their Justice League. That's
their canon, and that's what they want to move forward from. And I mean, the thing is look, we can bitch and moan, we can bitch and moan, we can bitch and moan. That doesn't change the fact that they're shooting a Flash movie right now, giving us more Michael Keaton as Batman than Ben Affleck as Batman. Yeah. What does that tell you? What does that tell you right now? Right? Like, what does that tell you? So they have a plan. This is what they want to do. And I think at this point in time, people need to realize that if it does come back, it's going to take a while. And if they are, redesigning their park and they're putting up these new adverts like this image shows, having Keaton and Reeves, who, by the fucking way, Reeves starred in 78 Superman and Keaton was in 89 Batman. That's only an 11-year difference. And that is, to a lot of people, especially those of us who are like almost middle age, like I am, that's what we grew up with. That's what we grew up with. So obviously they're going to want to play up that nostalgia, as well as the fact that Wonder Woman is still a popular brand, and Aquaman is the first DCEU movie, not counting Joker, to hit $1 billion. And Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is insanely popular and has sold.
She sells so much merchandise.
So much merch. And so you just break it down. You just start breaking it down, and you can see why it is the way that it is. Would I want to see Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck up there? Hell yeah. But would I want them next to Christopher Reeves and Michael Keaton? Sure. But at the same time, why not give me Val Kilmer? Why not give me Clooney? Why not give me Christian Bale? Why not give me one of Adam West? Routh. Yeah. Do a whole thing about the different Batmans. If your multiverse is what you want to push and the Batman is your number one selling property, then fucking push all Batman. Right? I'm just saying that's like the smartest move they could possibly do, because they need Batman.
Except for Clooney. They don't want to acknowledge Clooney.
Clooney also doesn't want them to acknowledge Clooney, to be fair.
Oh, I know.
But Warner Independent is the ones who distributed Good Night and Good Luck, I believe. And that was what won him an Oscar. That was, he was Oscar nominated for that movie. That was his first, I think, directed film. And, so like he knows how to play the studio system, obviously. But still, yeah, I get you. But give me all the Batman. Give me Kevin Conroy as, the animated series Batman. Put that up there too. Because to more kids, to more children that grew up in the 90s, Kevin Conroy's Batman is more Batman than Michael Keaton.
That is true. He is my favorite. Kevin Conroy is the best.
Oh no, when back in 2009 at Comic-Con, I went to a panel for Arkham City, and Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill were on stage together, and they were yucking it up, and it was awesome. So it's like and I was as much as I was excited to see Luke Skywalker, I was as excited to see Kevin Conroy. I'm like, oh my God, that's Batman. Like, oh my God, that's Batman. And I love Keaton and I love Bale. And I love Kilmer, and I love Batfleck, and I Clooney, whatever, right? But it's at the same time, it's like, seeing that is, to a lot of people, Kevin Conroy is Batman. So if you're gonna bitch about not having Batfleck up there, why not go with the longest running Batman? Where the fuck is Kevin Conroy?
Yeah, I don't know. I just see like a lot of the same arguments. Like Warner Brothers is trying to reach out to the nostalgia baiting audience who wants like the boomers who like this. They're trying to appease. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, they're trying to appease fans that like need to move on and accept different versions.
Well, look, the thing is, everyone likes nostalgia. All right, so they're playing up to nostalgia, and I agree about the boomer shit, because I'm kind of half boomer half boomer age myself, so to speak. I don't feel like it, but I'm getting there. So I get that. But anyway, this whole thing I think is a dumb controversy. People just want to be mad to be mad. They just want to be mad. Like even Ray Fisher was trending today for like no real reason.
Well, they were trying to get him to trend in order to because the Flash set photos were coming out, and they were like, hey, we don't want to support this movie because if Ray's not here, that leaves a massive hole in the heart of the film. Because he was supposed to be here celebrating this with us,
Yeah, but I'll be honest, I'll just say it. Again, you know what? You speak up and it can cost you. And that's what it cost him.
It's not fair though. That's the thing.
It's not fair. It's not fair, but it's business. And that is the reality. That is the truth. Hollywood isn't fair. It's a business. You know what I mean? And that is the reality of the situation. How many people have been effed over by Hollywood, by the industry, by the system for a multitude of different reasons? How many people have been screwed over? A lot, because it's all business. And the thing is, Ray had a point, and he went out there and he made his statements and he got the investigation and he got remedial action that we're not entirely too sure what it is, but we have a general idea at this point. And then he's still poking the bear. So what makes you fucking think he's still going to be working with him if he's still poking the bear? I mean, they're just not going to do it because it's bad PR.
I get it. Yeah, I know.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right, but that's the reality. That's just the reality. You know what? If Ray really wanted to be in the movie, he could have been in the movie. He could have still gone out, got his investigation, played it up, got the exposure that he wanted to get from it, which would have been drawing attention to Joss Whedon, Jeff Johns, John Berg. Those were the three people that he was going after. Hamada offered him the role as, definitely kind of like a hush-hush payment sort of thing, but he still would have gotten those guys out of there or gotten that kind of pressure. Instead, he chose to turn it down. Right? Now, if you want to argue that's his ethics, and I agree that they are his ethics, then that's fine. And he probably did the right thing. But that was still his choice. That was still his choice. And then he has consistently been a thorn in their side ever since. So there's literally no way that they would ever work with them again. And I saw this from even, Scott Mendelson, who I don't think has very many good takes, but I agreed with him here. He said, Warner should just cut Ray Fisher a check for a couple $1,000,000, get him set up at another studio, and then just be done with it. And that is quite frankly the best.
But hold on though. He's not you don't buy a guy out like that though. That's
no, but you pay him because that's the thing. Either way, do you really think Discovery is going to care? No,
I mean, I'm not saying they're going to care. But.
They're not going to care. They're not going to care because for one, there's a lot of money at play. There's a lot of money on the table. All right. They're investing $20 billion. What is it? Zaslav and John Stanky are good friends. So that was the whole thing about merging the companies.
Well, I'm just saying, you don't think if there's a change in the regimen in any regard that re-examines what happened? No, they will be like, hey, Ray.
Not at all. Not at all.
Even if someone new takes over and everyone else is
not at all. No,
nope, why? Why wouldn't they look at that? It's good fan PR.
Because it's easier for them if it just goes away. It's easier for them at this point to just stop acknowledging and to move on.
What if it just gets bigger though? What if it keeps getting louder?
It won't. Because here's the thing. There's a threshold for this. There's a threshold. There's always a threshold with activism. There is. Again, I'm being legitimately honest here. There's always a threshold for activism. You have a certain window of time when people care. If you are unable to get the results you want in that period of time, you either have to keep going and wait for another period of time, which can be who knows when, in order to get the right circumstances to have it tie back in order to get that flare up, which is basically what he's attempting to do. Or it goes on for so long that the general populace stops caring. And since he's trying to have accountability, but he hasn't stated, at least as far as I've seen, and maybe someone will correct me, and I'm sure Enosh will, I haven't seen what that accountability means from him. And that becomes the issue. When you ask him, what do you want? And it's just accountability. Well, what does that look like to you? That's where I'm at.
I think ultimately he wants an apology for them to admit that what they did was wrong.
And a business is never going to really admit that they were wrong. They fired the party. That's what they're gonna fall back on if it ever comes up in a way
But
that
there
needs
was
to
no
happen
public
again.
apology, though. That's the thing. They never said,
Yeah.
we're sorry this happened.
It was also under a previous company. That's their defense. And I think that's a relatively, I don't want to say a fair defense, but it's an interesting one, because by the time this goes to the next regime, we're going to be like we're three companies later.
Yeah, isn't the merger getting done like what, next summer?
Next year. Yeah, next year.
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's the thing is Hamada's still in charge. He ain't going anywhere. They just re-upped him for 3 years. And I think they re-upped him for 3 years as kind of a fuck you to Ray. I think they did. I think they re-upped him as kind of a fuck you.
Can't they buy it out his contract though and say, "Oh, we want someone else to run the division"? Though, is that something?
Why would they? Why would they? He was brought in to cut costs. He was brought in to cut costs.
Theoretically, let's say like the next DC movies don't do well. I'm not saying they will. I think they will be successful. Let's say they don't. Won't they look at the financial sheets and be like, "Okay, let's get new leadership in here to retry this again"? Or do you think they're just going to look at it and say, maybe this didn't work out, but he's got a plan anyway. Let's keep the ship steady, basically.
I think they're not going to want to rock the boat and reboot it again. Although they should, they really should at this point, just reboot everything. I think you and I have discussed that too, where
I think they need a reboot with the Batman. Just start fresh.
Yeah, no, and I completely agree. I think reboot with the Batman, give us a new Superman. I want Cavill. Okay. I love Cavill in the role. I thought he did great in Zack Snyder's trilogy. And I'd love to see more. I think we need a Man of Steel 2. I think we need a Man of Steel 28. I want more. The reality of it is, though, is that this is not how the business operates. And the fan campaign was able to get what they wanted done. And that is awesome. And they'll never be able to take that away from you. But that was something that was brought in from someone, again, that was all Keelar. And the likelihood of Keelar being ousted is relatively high, because Zaslav wants to have very hands-on. He's moving his office to Warner Brothers lot. He says he'll travel anywhere in the world to be next to the talent. You know why? Because that is a Kevin Feige move.
It's also a Jeff Robinov move, going back to that stylist running the studio.
Yeah, and so with that, he's going to try to make the actors better and the creatives better and bring people back so they can then start once again dominating the box office. And I'm not saying because Disney generally tends to outperform them, but the market share to Warner's usually is higher due to
Warner's used to be the biggest studio.
They used to be, and then Marvel, and then Disney got all the properties that everyone cares about because they let the creatives do their work. Although that could change under Chapek. My God, that's going to be a mess in the next couple
I'm very
years.
scared about Chapek.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about that with my dad today too, because we're talking about Disneyland and whatnot, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Under Chapek, it's going to get real wild. And here's my prolific hot take on this one. If Iger does not relinquish his position as being head of the board, right? Of being the head of the board, or chairman of the board, then you know that there is something rotten in Denmark. Because there's been the rumors of the rumblings over at Disney now, like, Iger and Chapek's managerial styles clashing. That's been some reported rumors. And, Iger is not CEO anymore, but he is still chairman of the board until the end of the year.
And isn't he kind of also creatively involved a little bit?
I don't think, no, that's the thing with it is he offered his opinion, right? But he got Alan Horn to come out of retirement to oversee Walt Disney Studios.
Right. And that's a big deal because he used to run Warner Brothers.
Yeah. And Alan Horn completely reinvented Disney and did a great job, but still worked heavily but let the creatives still kind of run control, like Lasseter running Pixar and Disney Animation. Yeah. And that was, I'm sorry, you can sit there and think whatever you want about Lasseter, and the guy has some hugging problems, right? Like boundary issues galore, but he still reinvented Walt Disney Animation and Pixar, brought it to new amazing heights in the tenure that he was there.
Yeah. The worst thing Alan Horn did was his handling of the James Gunn situation. That was like the one big black eye on his tenure at Disney.
Lone Gunman.
Yeah.
Lone Gunman. That was, yeah.
You mean the Lone Ranger?
Sorry, yeah, the Lone Ranger. I'm thinking, the Lone Ranger was pretty. They even took that off of Disney Plus. That was on Disney Plus.
What? No
Yeah, I
way.
don't. It's not. Yeah, let me log in. Take a look here. I read somewhere that it was on, and then like as soon as the Army Hammer stuff started coming out, as well as the Johnny Depp stuff,
Oh yeah, that makes sense actually.
they just right now Chippendale's Rescue Rangers is what comes up when you type in Lone Ranger, and also Doctor T, Lone Star Vet. I don't care about a Texas veterinarian. Disney.
Wow, that's shocking. So if you Google Lone Ranger Disney Plus, there's a link to it. You click on the link, it doesn't take you to the movie, it just reloads the main Disney Plus page advertising Luca. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
they straight yeeted it because of everything. Yeah, I mean, and that's like, and here's the shitty thing with that. I never watched the movie in its entirety. When it came out in the summer of 2013, I meant to, and we had it at my theater, but it was so long that I could never find the time to watch it at work, and I was always busy when I had my nights off. So I'm like, I never got around to watching it, and I'm laughing my ass off because like I'm like, oh, it's finally on Disney Plus. I can finally sit down and watch this goddamn thing. And then like Armie Hammer comes out and he's like, let me eat the meat off your bones, or something like that. And then Johnny Depp's situation, which is all messed up. But really, it's the Arnie Hammer thing. That's the big one, right? Or Armie Hammer, like that's the big one.
What the hell's gonna happen with Death on the Nile, by the way?
You know what, Army?
Because apparently he's the main character, right?
Yeah, he is. They're gonna release it. They're just waiting till next year. It's probably gonna go probably. I don't want to say Disney Plus, maybe Hulu.
Can they just deep fake and put another actor's face on him though?
Which is what they did technically for the Social Network. When he played the Winklevoss twins, but I mean, I don't know. There's contracts. That the thing is there. But here's the deal. Army, he just checked into rehab the other day. They're going to give it a year. He's going to go through this whole like PR tour. I was a sexual deviant. I had, I'm not a cannibal. That's ridiculous. I just had some weird fantasies that I just, vocalized in a very weird way. And I've been getting help. And he'll be like, I've done altruistic stuff. I've donated to charity. I have worked in a soup kitchen. I have, like pledged my body to science once I die so they can do a full frontal lobotomy to determine how messed up I really am. He'll go on that entire tour. He'll go on that entire tour because that's going to be how he gets back. And here's the thing. Hollywood loves an underdog and Hollywood loves a redemption arc. So, I mean, look at Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson was excommunicado in 2006 after he got pulled over drunken in Malibu and he was recorded saying some pretty heinous things about
God's going to say Robert
people.
Downey Jr. as well.
Robert Downey Jr. had drugs and like petty theft on his record. But he was a liability. That was the problem with Robert Downey Jr. is he was a liability. And he couldn't get a lot of work. I mean, come on. Before doing Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is kind of what got him the role, which is what got him the role of Iron Man, all he could do was like the villain in Disney's shitty fucking remake of the Shaggy DA or the Shaggy Dog with Tim Allen. And he was the bad guy in that movie. And I'm pretty sure that's the movie that Mel Gibson paid the insurance fee of because insurance did not want to cover Robert Downey Jr. because he was so much of a liability. And Mel Gibson is the one that came back and paid the money up front in order to get him the job, which is why Robert Downey Jr. has said, hey, hug the cactus in regards to Mel Gibson hugged the cactus. It's time we let him back. So, I mean, like Hollywood loves a redemption story. It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, well, I think outside of like assaulting children, that's a big no-no.
Right.
But really in this case, it's like a lot of he said, she said text messages that don't necessarily give you the entire picture. So there is some arguability there on that front, but really the whole thing is wild. And it's like, we're going to have to wait to see what happens with it. But I think they're going to wait till next year when this whole thing has kind of died down. He'll go to rehab, which he's in right now. There'll be like a, Vanity Fair or Variety or Hollywood Reporter will do a very,
the People Magazine expose.
Yeah. It's going to be like, Armie Hammer, sexiest man alive? ? Would he eat himself? We'll tell you in this exclusive People interview, and something like that's going to happen because that is how these guys operate. I was going
to mention you got like a ton of super chats.
Yeah, I know. We went off on a rant on this one. I see them all here, and everything else. So, all right. Okay, Ryan here says, how far are you in DuckTales? And I'm on season 2, working my way through it, and then Gravity Falls. I just one thing at a time. We've watched Luca a bunch this weekend, which is
check out Amphibia and the Owl House.
Well, I'm going to get to those after Gravity Falls because Ryan here sent me Gravity Falls. I got to check it out.
That's a good idea, though. Gravity Falls is a good precursor to both those shows. So.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just make sure because we went on for a while. Oh my God. What? Oh, I don't think this is actually Andrew Casali. I think this is another person. But anyway,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. But because of all that, I lost like most of those super chats, which I was holding off on Ryan so I could still scroll through, but it just reset. So mother crap ass. All right. I have them up here. I can look through them real quick. Okay. Let me just see here. Okay. H Bart's donated $2, says, will Loki or the Flash connect to the Jarboverse? My money's on Loki at this point, but anything is possible. So thank you for that, H Barts. Mad1306, also $2 super chat, says Keaton might set up Batman Beyond. No. If Keaton does Batman Beyond, I'm very happy if Keaton will do a Batman Beyond, because that's what I would love to see is Batman Beyond. Not Batgirl. I'm sorry. I want Terry McGinnis, I want Terry McGinnis with a Terry, not Teri. Okay. Because they could do that too. They could cast Terry McGinnis as a woman.
Please
and and that's the thing. It's like it fits because Terry is also a female name, so it works. And then another H Barts here says for $2, thank you. Says Cavill has also yet to say that I'm done. Well, that's Danny Garcia is the reason for that. They're probably still negotiating to be in Black Adam. And it's possible that if Black Adam does well and that kind of kicks the whole thing off, then maybe the new regime, because by the time Black Adam comes out, the new regime will be in play. So look, things are subject to change. I just don't see it happening right now, but down the road, maybe. John Smith donated $1. Thank you, John. And then Simon here donated $5 and says, I'm not going to lie. I really enjoyed the 3-hour event of Hot Tub Jarbo Resonant Enosh Time Machine event. Let's do this again sometime in the future. That was fun. And I was actually looking up today. I was actually looking up how to the possibility of putting an inflatable jacuzzi on my back porch. I'm like, well, maybe make it work, because I would love to have a jacuzzi out there. So I'm sorry I missed the super chats. It's not on purpose, guys. We just went off on that subject and a lot of them piled up and StreamYard's kind of screwed me. Okay, here's what, coming into the last half hour of everything tonight, here's what I want to do. Because I want to know, is that the real Andrew?
I think it's the real Andrew.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I want to hear from the real Andrew. So I'm going to drop the link. We'll do a couple quick call-ins, keep it short, keep it brief. And we'll do a couple people.
Yes, Andrew, please come on. Yes.
Yeah, Andrew, come on, because I have questions I want to know. And then real quick here, I do want to talk about this Mikey Sutton article that he dropped. And I don't normally cover a lot of Mikey's content. Not that it's bad, it's just I just don't cover it. But this is kind of fascinating. That it's Sony here apparently is unable to stop the Spider-Verse rumors. But why should they? That's the other part. That's the thing I was thinking about. Why should they stop them? Look at Flash. We're all talking about the Flash a couple days in a row.
I think it's because it's like the most, like they're trying to keep everything hush a secret. Like, oh, they're not saying if Toby and Andrew are in the movie, but it's like everyone knows at this point. It's like the worst kept secret in the world. Like they're trying to keep stuff like spoiler free, but it's like we know who's in the movie already.
We know.
Just confirm it. That way we don't go and say and debate if it's real or not.
Yeah. I mean, again, the movie's only a few months. It's like 6 months away. We're going to get a trailer here super soon. Anyway, the article says, Spider-Verse rumors incinerate social media as Sony attempts to put out the fires. At this point, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man No Way Home is the worst kept secret in cinema. Yeah. Of course, that was the case in fall 2019 when I scooped it first. Many people scoffed at it then, but one of my various sources dropped the leaks. My report was essentially confirmed. It hasn't stopped. Marvel Studios have been trying to avoid the multiverse topic for No Way Home. They haven't been successful. Yeah, no shit. No shit. Come on. If you hear about that, everyone, this is the thing when it comes to these press junkets, right? Because everyone who asks the nerd questions, they know those are what are going to get the headlines. If you were to go up to Kevin Feige about, Black Widow, and you're just like, asking him a random question about Black Widow, no one may care about that because they just want to watch the movie. But if you're like, so this upcoming Spider-Man movie that you guys have produced, what's going on with the multiverse? And then whatever he says, you can put that into a headline and you get an article. So there's that.
Yeah, that's true. Is it true, by the way, that I was reading an article, I don't know if it's true or not, it could have been totally fake bull crap, but is Marvel Studios, like, is Kevin Feige advising Sony on the marketing for this movie?
They are consulting.
Okay.
And it's Marvel. It's Marvel's marketing. It's not Feige.
Okay, yeah, it's like the Disney marketing department, right?
Yeah.
I forget the guy's name. It's like
but
A something.
But they said that it's Sony's movie, and it is Sony's movie, and Sony, we all know, sucks at marketing anything.
Just please can we get some good Spider-Man posters and actual like non-spoilery trailers? Because like the Spider-Man and MCU trilogies had like some really horrible marketing and posters, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, I get that. And I'm not a fan of how they are. Okay, let me find here. All right. So Alfred Molina admitted that he's part of yeah. I mean, Alfred Molina did basically confirm that he's part of the movie. And then Jamie Foxx also kind of confirmed it, but then he pulled the story down, right? He pulled all the information.
Yeah. That Instagram post with the artwork.
Well, and not only that, but Jamie Foxx, just had a show on Netflix called Dad, You're Embarrassing Me. And they just canceled it. Yesterday it was canceled. That's when but Jamie Foxx was part of that decision to cancel it. And I'm thinking that maybe to free up some schedule. So,
oh wow, okay,
maybe because who knows? And then let's see here. Other than that, the whispers of Maguire and Garfield coming back grew louder. Furthermore, in Maguire's case, it could be his last hurrah as a proper exit for the character. Same with Ben Affleck as Batman. A proper exit for the character, because that's what fans need in these situations. They need a proper exit. And then notably, the sequel also adds Benedict Cumberbatch to return as Doctor Strange. Yeah, I mean, I heard about that too. Sam Raimi directed Doctor Strange, and he made the Maguire Spider-Man trilogy. So it makes me kind of wonder if we are going to see Tobey pop up in Doctor Strange too.
I would hope so. It'd be nice to see those two reunite on a movie, Sam Raimi and Tobey.
Yeah. And then you had this, Spider-Man No Way Home title got put out there before it was ready to come out. And then also you've got Tyrese Gibson confirmed that Morbius is set in the MCU. And then Sony came out and they're like, no, it's not. Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
Yes. And Ryan Hartwell, yes, Doc Ock did die, but apparently Alfred Molina said he gets dragged into this movie before he hits the water. But that makes no sense because I thought he turned good. I don't know. They're gonna have to explain.
I don't know. I just work here.
Right.
That is how I'm viewing this at this point. It's like, who knows? But the whole point though is, I mean, look, and this last line here makes a lot of sense. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and this continues to generate heat. And the truth is, it's like a lot of people are talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. And I, as I have said multiple times, it's going to
blow up the box office, in my opinion.
Well, but that is true. But Morbius, that comes out 5-6 weeks later. You know, a month and a half later. So, and that is, again, we know that Vulture is going to be in it. So that is going to have a tie into Spider-Man. Most likely Michael Mando as Scorpion is going to make an appearance. That's also going to tie into Spider-Man. So it makes all the sense in the world that they're going to find a way to merge it all together. And I mean, the thing is, the thing is, look, for legal reasons, they can't say that it's in the MCU. For like legal reasons, they can't say. Because that would be, because the MCU is effectively owned by Marvel, right? So Marvel Studios produced Spider-Man No Way Home, but Sony Pictures is distributing it. So it is a Sony movie. Marvel just worked, on, I think, contract for them essentially.
They'll just it's like when you go to the stores in like Anaheim, it's like the official Disney store, but you get like the Disney knockoff like merchandise. That's how Sony's gonna operate. It's like it's kind of MCU, but not really. But it gets you the kick you want anyway. That's how they're gonna act.
Well, it's be very very fascinating to see where things go next with this. So, all right. That's what I wanted to talk about on that one here. And then of course, I agree with Jess here. We want a damn trailer. Now I think we're going to get one here. very soon.
Probably to play in front of Black Widow.
I mean, a teaser, if anything. But what has Sony got coming out? When does Venom 2 come out?
September.
Okay, that's when we're gonna get it. Well, we'll
That's
probably
way too
get it
late though. They got to have at least 2 trailers if you think about it.
Venom 2 release date. Yeah, is it September? September. Wow. Oh my god.
Yeah. By the way,
I didn't realize they moved it.
Into the Spider-Verse 2 comes out next year as well in October.
So. Right, and and that one I'm really interested in. But I don't know if that one's going to tie into anything, even though it was an Oscar winner.
Well, that's the funny thing, though. In that article, they're talking about like the logo, right? And the foreign logos, when they post the videos revealing the logo for like the foreign version of the film, it has the same exact Spider-Verse glitch, like the glitch visual effect. It's the exact same one from the animated movie.
Okay, so do you think that that they're going to tie it into? I mean, do you think they're going to tie it into the Spider-Verse 2? No Way Home?
Gosh, I would hope so. That'd be amazing. I mean, it didn't make like a ton of money, but it's been on Netflix. It's grown a huge popularity. It won an Oscar. I think it'd be a missed opportunity not to at least acknowledge it. You know?
Yeah. No, that's definitely. I mean, that's kind of crazy. We'll have to think about that one. All right, real quick though, Eddie, I see you. Trying to get on again. You're having issues. You have to keep trying to get on. If not, we'll figure it out. But let's bring in the man who apparently has been blowing up the comments section. I'm kind of curious to see what's going on here. Andrew Casali. Is that you, Andrew?
Oh.
Okay. So have you turned on the Snyderverse?
What's going on in the chat, bro?
Well, it seems like you've gone dark, Andrew.
I'm just now finally realizing everything you've been saying.
Well, that's good.
Well,
I don't know how to respond to that.
Well, first he was upset. He was upset with you, Jarbo, and now he's like saying.
Well, I mean, look. The thing is, I have that effect on people. Like realistically, I have that effect on people. It's a gift. It's a curse. It's me. Look. Here's the thing. Andrew. I don't know if I'm right. All right. I'm looking at things from the most present pieces of information, and trying to determine what I feel is the simplest explanation of it all.
Yeah,
other people out there.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Long live the mother.
I'm sorry. Long live what?
Long live the new films. It's dead. Period.
Now, I mean, obviously, you're not happy with that.
Oh no! I now realize that I am happy with it.
Why?
Andrew, you don't have to lie and keep the joke going.
Oh no, I'm not lying.
I'm trying to study his eyes because they're the window to the soul, and I can't tell if he's drunk or
it's an act. It's an act. He's just messing around.
He's messing around right now, Andrew. Is that what's going on?
No, I'm not messing around.
Okay.
I'm like Ghost Rider. Look into my eyes.
Yeah. So you think the Snyderverse is dead? Like legitimately think it's dead?
Well, I mean, we would have gotten it by now, so yeah.
Well, I mean, it took a long time, to be fair, and I'll do a contrarian conversation here. It did take a long time for the Snyder cut to get greenlit and then come out.
Yeah, but like you said, even with this merger, they won't give a fuck.
Probably not, unless they can find a way to make it valuable to the company, and that's going to be the issue. So, I mean, I'm hoping that I'm wrong and that Zaslav has this amazing plan, and it's he's I can make it work. You know, I'm like, all right, cool.
Well, Andrew, what about Ray Fisher? Because I saw in the comments you were talking about that a lot.
You're right. If he just kept his mouth shut, he wouldn't have still been the role. So screw him.
Well, that's not screw Ray Fisher, Andrew. It's not. I wouldn't go that
He
far.
just told us what happened. We wouldn't be in this position either.
Well, I mean, the way I kind of view that essentially is, I mean, I'm glad Ray said something, but there's also always going to be consequences to those kind of situations, and that is effectively, you can be proud of the fact that he is a honorable and ethical person, that he didn't take the money, but at the same time, this is the consequence. It's going to end up. It might end up biting him in the ass down the road. I'm just saying.
I'm not fake, RJ. It's all me.
No,
I don't know, man. This is you were saying this stuff earlier. Everything switched in like 5 minutes. I don't
Like
believe
I
it.
told you, I've opened my eyes to the truth.
oh my god.
See, look what you've done, Matt. You started an actual cult.
Thank you.
I know.
So as your leader, as your absolved leader, I need you to preach my message, Andrew. I need you to preach the Jarbo-Damas message. I need you to travel to a far-off land called the Poindexter Lounge and incessantly bother Enosh about it.
Oh, well, I haven't spoken to him in a while.
I'm kidding, obviously.
What's good?
No.
It will be done. I now will. From now
Oh,
on,
jeez.
my view on Marvel DC is going to be different. No more Snyder. No more Toby. It's just what everyone prefers.
Wait, no more Toby? No more Toby. Are you feeling okay? Do you have the Rona?
No, I do not.
I mean, like, you are like big into Toby.
Legit now.
Wait, isn't that Amazing Spider-Man 2 poster?
No, it's one.
Oh, okay. Wow, you got Andrew Garfield on your wall? And not Tobey Maguire? I am frightened, sir. You have changed.
I realize what everyone has been hanging on my head all these years.
Well, I mean, don't listen to everyone, you know, like read up on it, make your own opinion, I guess. That's kind of the way I see it. So, all right, man. Well, hey, we'll wait to see what happens though. But hey, man, I got other people to get to. I'm gonna let you go, buddy.
Okay.
So, you know what? Have fun, wreak havoc. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, see you, man.
But be kind to people, Andrew, because they love you.
Oh, I'm always kind. Oh, and to what the views in the chat? No, he's not. He's trash. He's the crime boy.
All right.
Okay, I don't know.
He said Toby was the worst Spider-Man. He's the crime boy.
So he's trolling. He's trolling. He's trolling
super hard.
Oh my god. Good on you, Andrew, for getting us. Shogun Orta, $5. Thank you. Says, I think they're waiting for Loki to wrap up before Spidey trailer, both dealing with the multiverse implication. Oh yeah, it's a fair point. And Loki wraps up
the week after Black Widow.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think the trailer might come in between episodes 5 and 6. Like, I just have a feeling it's going to come out the week of Black Widow.
Probably. Yeah. Lord Slug here says Andrew just broke kayfabe. Yep. There we go. Ryan here says Andrew's going through some things. All right. Let's bring in the guy who's so hard to get in here. So hard. Eddie, you finally got it figured out, sir.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, not much. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, yes, even better. Yes. I think the second round was easier this time, so good on me. Thank you, guys.
Cool. So, so you're we're going to be wrapping up in a few. So I make this super quick, buddy. What's going on? What's on your mind?
I'll try.
All right.
Hey, can you? I have a quick question. Can you pull that Supergirl picture one more time up?
This one?
Because
keep your hands where I can see him, buddy.
Oh shit! Oh god, there go my draws.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, keep that up there.
Gina says no. Gina says no. You don't shoot first,
no.
Eddie. You don't shoot first.
No. Yeah, no. I think Sasha Kaye is my new Gina. Sorry.
Oh wow, Gina got replaced once again.
Yeah, as soon as I was trying to tell Matt in the chat, but he must have missed it because the thing skipped so much because people were adding more stuff. But I was just like, yeah, I think that's my new Gina.
Well, that's good.
No, because I would say, dude, because pull the picture up one more time. Look at the waist.
What? We're not trying to
look at the waist.
I don't know what we're looking at here. What are we looking at here? It looks like a waist to me.
That figure. That
what
nice
about it?
figure.
What Eddie's trying to tell us what Eddie's trying to tell us that he's very much into fake wired abs.
Yeah. No. The fake wire abs aside. Okay, let's just take the fake wire abs out for a minute and just gaze at the glory that is the hot body of a Colombian actress.
Well, I mean, all things considered, yes, she's very attractive, but it has
a nice hourglass figure, and yes, my hands are right where they are.
Well, that was only the one hand. I didn't see the other.
Oh, and I've been totally
anyway,
calling her the wrong name. I call her Sarah. I thought it's Sasha. My bad.
Yeah, Sasha.
I'm
Sasha
like,
Kaye.
Sarah, like, where'd that come from?
Yeah,
Sasha-
I got it
Sasha
wrong.
Kaye.
I got
Sasha
it
Kaye.
wrong. What can I say?
Yeah,
I make mistakes.
but anyway, so yeah, no, answer my question though. Like, yeah, I don't really know what's going on with this movie. Like, I'm still gonna watch it out of curiosity to see how much of Snyder that Andy Muschietti and them are gonna keep. But at the same time, it's like I'm not holding out any hope, because even though I trust Andy as a director, I truly think that the execs are going to still fuck him over with this movie, like they do with every filmmaker.
I mean, that's entirely possible that it could be edited differently in post. But however, I think they're going to keep it running pretty close to Snyder and Snyder's vision, predominantly because I don't think I think they can handle some level of pissing off the fan base. Okay. Right. Some level of, because the last thing they want is for like the general Snyder Cut fan base to like not go up and see this movie. But it's like RJ said, people who are going to complain about it are still going to go see it. They're still going to go see it.
Even if it's not in legal ways, by the way.
I mean, the Phantom Menace is going to go see it and purposely try to tear it apart.
Don't even bring up the Phantom Menace, Eddie.
I would argue that they're not even going to go watch it.
I don't like.
Oh no,
yeah, I don't.
The only reason I was saying that is because they were talking about her haircut being like all Karen mode and her looking like fat. I'm like, shut up.
But you know what?
Who
They
said
said that
she
about
looked
Brie
fat?
Larson's. They said that about Brie Larson's Justin Bieber cut for Endgame.
Sure. Well, that was a terrible haircut, by the way. That was a terrible haircut.
Yeah, but that didn't really hurt the movie.
No, it didn't hurt the movie. It didn't make it any better, but it didn't hurt the movie.
Well, I should clarify. The people saying fat are like just random people on the internet, but there's people saying, "Oh, the suit looks terrible. She's very uncomfortable and all this." Like, Usual Suspects, Nerdrotic, that Star Wars girl, versus Baby.
They're fat. Mecha Random. Trust me, Mecha Random is I'm sure is fat shaming the shit out of her right now. I can imagine.
Oh God, I don't even know if she did. I don't like to think about her.
No, neither do I. That was just but no, because like because let me ask you this, Matt. You're still friends with Mikey Sutton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know like you don't want to read into the scoops because you want to make sure that things are factual. But like I read, because I was on Seal Abdul's well, I wasn't literally on it, but like I was watching the video that Mikey was in, and Mikey was saying with the whole merger and everything like that, he was saying that if everything goes according to plan and David Zaslav has his way, that by mid 2022 the Snyderverse could be restored. But I want to take that with a huge grain of salt, as much as I like Mikey, because I trust Mikey more than I trust Lightcast and Cultured Nerd now, because I was actually watching.
Like, why would you ever trust Lightcast and Cultured Nerd? Like, they've been proven to be full of shit.
You did. Yeah, no, because I was gonna say you did used to be cool with them.
No, that doesn't mean anything. They've been proving, like Taylor Murphy. That's not even that's his first and middle name. His last name is Landine. He went by Taylor Landine, and he used to like run fake Marvel scoops, and for Cultured Nerd. And then he got called out, and he ran, and he changed his name for to protect his family, and then was like there's a whole, they exposed this all on Reddit. They've literally manufactured a fair amount of crap. And what they would do is, like, they've done this to me. Like what it is Taylor is like the nice boy, right? Taylor is the nice boy. The good.
I mean, he's not a bad. I mean, he sounds like a cool person overall.
Yeah. I'm not saying that they're bad people, but I'm saying that they grift. And so like he would come out and he would go like, at one point I heard him say something like, they've already signed Ben Affleck's contracts to come back and do the Batfleck movie. And then, like all these things he'll say, but like when there was a Batman, like 2022 scoop, a Battinson scoop from Mikey Sutton, I had Lightcast in my DMs, like pressuring me for information about Mikey. And I'm like, I don't know any of this. And then I've talked to other people who have had scoops that what Lightcast does is he'll scoop on, they swoop on in and they try to like probe the field to see what scoops you can tell them. And then they go, oh, I've heard the same thing. And then they report on it. So that's a lot
But
of
you
what
didn't just recommend them to Mikey?
I didn't recommend them to Mikey. No, I was laughing about it with Mikey. You know, I was like, I'm all like, they're pressuring me to get information because that's how they. Like,
Yeah, and
the whole thing was a grift from start to finish. You know, and there's a reason why, like, you know, why Matt decided to quit, like right after or right when the Snyder Cut came out, and then but then
he's back now.
Oh, of course he is. Of course he is. Because when you have that attention, when you get that attention, it's hard to not get that attention anymore.
yeah, I was just gonna bring up Lightcast because actually they did a stream today earlier, I think, talking about like the Flash stuff, and they were talking about quantum physics and everything. Saying, "Oh, okay." So in the Flash,
Wait,
movie,
you're watching that video today too?
yeah. The part
And Taylor was
about
going. Was it?
ambiguous?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ambiguous. Like it's gonna be
Yeah.
ambiguous.
Yeah.
You're not gonna say whether it's a sequel to Justice League or the Snyder Cut. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Why leave it ambiguous if fans already made up their mind on what's their canon? But Warner Brothers says Justice League is their canon, so apparently they're not. They're just going to ignore the fans.
Right.
Well, it's
So,
not,
I
the thing
mean-
is again, it's a business. I keep having to explain this to people, and it's like I understand that fans want what they want. And in the case of, let's say, Mandalorian, like Favreau and Filoni have looked at what the fans wanted and have given the fans what they want because they were able to integrate it in story-wise. But DC is like they're trying to move away from Zack, and they keep telling us that, and he keeps telling us that, and yet people keep going, no, that's not what's happening. And it's like, no, it's what's happening.
Right. But you don't think, in your personal opinion, Matt, that let's say David Zaslav, once the merge is complete, you don't think David Zaslav's going to want to meet with Zack eventually in the future?
If Toby is still
About,
working there, no.
No, I'm saying, well, Toby, because I mean, from what I'm getting from Zaslav, it seems like he really wants to get rid of Toby. You know, like the old regime, like he wants to clean. Like they basically, even what Mikey was saying too, like they're trying to clean house.
Sure,
And Toby's
I get that. I mean,
on the way out the door.
Well, and I mean, look at the amount of people who lost their jobs when Keelar took over, and they merged a bunch of stuff. You know, so that does happen. That absolutely does happen in these situations.
Because he wants to mend relationships with.
But he wants to mend
filmmakers who quit.
relationships with people like Christopher Nolan.
That's what I'm saying, and Zack Snyder, like all the directors that are done wrong. What do you mean, no?
No, are you kidding me? Zack Snyder's gone on CBS and said, "Suck it, Warner Brothers." Was he? Even though
but it's a joke. They're not going to read.
Are you? Are you kidding? Come on, Ray came out and
seriously.
That's the thing with this, though, guys. That's the thing with this. The shit runs deep. It runs long and it runs deep. There's already been enough bad blood between Warner Brothers and Zack Snyder. Why would here's okay? Again, let me just. I have to just address it like this because I swear I get where people are coming from. But here's the thing: if you look at it from,
I won't bring it up again, Matt. I won't piss you off anymore.
But I'm just saying, if you look at it from a domestic abuse situation, from perspective, all right, why? Look at the way that Warner Brothers treated Zack for the business. How Kushihara, who's no longer with the company and hasn't been with the company now for nearly 3 years, how they screwed up and they treated Zack. And now elements of that company are still there, and they want to protect the corporate or like the company idea, I guess, or the maintain their. I don't want to say. I'm trying to get the right word here, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. Why would you want Zack to go back to that? This is the thing I don't get.
I don't want him to go back to in terms if there's still baggage there like that. No, of course I don't want him to go back. I'm just saying, like, if there is stranger things have happened though, and when it comes to like
what stranger things has happened? Honest to God,
hold on, man.
What stranger things have happened? Like the strangest thing ever was the Snyder Cut. That was the strangest, most unicorn thing ever.
Well, some would argue that James Gunn coming back was like one of those moments. It was like, oh,
no, that was already predetermined because it was already predetermined, dude. I guarantee you, like that was already the thing. James Gunn once made a comment towards the end of 2018 in an interview talking about, because when they announced that he was coming back for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 after the Suicide Squad was announced, he'd made a comment about more or less him, you know, like Disney, Bob Iger, Kevin Feige, Alan Horn, they were all aware that he was going to come back. It was just like a go away for a little bit, right? We have to fire you publicly. We'll bring you back in 6 months. Keep a low profile. Don't say shit. That was it. That was literally
So
it.
why would he stop working for them after Volume 3 is done?
Probably. I mean, I don't know if he will or if he won't. I personally think he would
'Cause,
go
I mean,
to
he's
where
still-
there's more freedom.
Right. I mean, because he still seems to have a good relationship with
Sure,
Marvel and
with Feige,
Disney over there.
yeah, absolutely. And if Feige's
Part-
involved, I'm sure he'll feel like he's involved.
Well, here's
He's
the
got-
thing too. Alan Horn is seemingly going to be leaving soon, retiring again. I think if James Gunn feels like he has more stories to tell, I think he's just going to be a free agent and go wherever his heart desires. I think he's going to shepherd some of the cosmic stuff with Marvel once again, like was originally planned. Maybe not as hands-on as he was going to, but I think he'll still be involved. And I think he's going to cut his tooth off at DC as well. Plus, you got to remember too, he probably wants to do other stuff besides the franchise pictures as well. So,
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, you've got Brightburn, which he produced, and then you had like the Belko
I
experiment.
still haven't watched that. Is that any good?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it was good. I like the Belko experiment, though. He wrote that one, and I'm sure he
I've
wants
seen
to
a
get
trailer
back.
for that one. Man.
He probably wants to get into doing more like lower tier stuff or like lower budget, but more freedom, you know? And so he's kind of gotten like the ultimate thing now where he had ultimate control over the Suicide Squad with a massive budget and a massive cast. And I mean, they're bringing in Starro of all fucking things.
well, also too, he's doing these two massive movies back to back. If you think about it,
Yeah. So why not take a
that's
break and do
mentally
something?
taxing. Yeah,
Yeah,
And he's
and
doing
not only that,
Peacemaker and
not only
Peacemaker.
that, but there's Peacemaker, and then he's also doing the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special that he's writing and directing.
And The Ride.
I'm
the
curious,
ride,
to
yeah.
see how that goes. Yeah.
So I mean, clearly he's still in the ecosystem and he's still working. He's probably just happy that things are kind of going back to normal. But it's kind of like the difference between him and Gina Carano is if Gina Carano would have just shut her mouth, she just would have shut her mouth.
Oh,
She would
yeah.
have been fine. She would have been fine. 6 months later, they probably would have found a way to bring her back in. But because she went on that, like, you know, that weird whole tangent online, she screwed herself. And again,
The Ben Shapiro thing sealed the deal.
Oh, you know,
They're never coming
100%,
back.
100%. But even like, again,
I mean,
talking
Hollywood
about,
dropped her altogether. They're never going to want to work with her again after that.
she'll be able to get work doing like smaller films. Like she started off doing smaller films. and
Female
worked her
Kevin
way up.
Sorbo.
But smaller
Female
films
Kevin
that
Sorbo.
people won't see.
Oh God, could you imagine Gina Carano in a Christian film?
It's
Oh, no, I
it's
can't-
gonna
I can't.
happen. It's gonna happen.
As a
Oh,
Christian,
my God.
myself, I'd be insulted.
What, like Mary Magdalene?
No,
Is
it'll
it
be
gonna, are they going to
Christian-
tell
it'll
the
be
story of the shrouded Turin?
Mary Magdalene kicking ass, kicking Pontius Pilate's ass, or kicking ass from all to all the Roman soldiers. Yeah, no, thank you.
It'll be a modern
I'm
action
sorry.
movie.
But what if Zack
that's gonna be
Snyder
modern
directed it?
action.
But what if Zack Snyder directed it?
Visually, okay, but well, you know what? You just gave me an idea, Matt.
Oh,
I
no.
would like. To
I was
see,
kidding.
You just. No, I know you're kidding, man, and I'm kidding too. Let me finish my joke. I'm saying that what if Zack Snyder directed an actual Jesus movie with his visual style? I can actually see it being good. At least I could see it grossing like Zack Snyder money. But I'm not saying $1 billion, but in a way you could have visuals and the red the Red Sea
But
visual.
just like- but
how
just like-
beautiful the Red Sea.
Imagine
is.
the trailer. Just imagine the trailer. It's all like
Zack
Coming
Snyder's
this
David
Christmas.
Goliath.
Gina Carano
And Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL doing the music.
in Jesus
And I-
Comes Last.
I mean,
The
and
sh-
even Junkie XL and Hans Zimmer doing the music. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that'd be
I could
extraordinary.
only imagine like a Bible hymn or whatever, and it's
Hey,
just like,
you know what? We joke,
church
but
hymn.
Darren Aronofsky did direct a Noah movie.
oh, that was such a bad movie though.
Zach
I
could
hated
do a biblical story.
Zach could do it
movie.
better. I think
mean,
Zach could
like,
do it better.
look, here's the thing though, is like, I'm okay with him tackling, like, I mean, let the man do what he wants to do at this point. I don't know what he's got cooking up with Netflix. I guarantee you it's going to be more. But, you know, yeah, like, I mean, he could totally do that. But anyway, I want to get this one here real quick from H. Bartz. Said he was going to call in on Saturday if I had call-ins, but I fell asleep. I would have
What's
work,
up, H. Bartz?
but he's at work tonight. Okay, well, yeah, let me know when you're not working and we'll do call-ins, man. You gotta let me know these things, buddy. Let's see here. Underhaven says Zach already made a Jesus film. It's called Man of Steel.
I mean, he's not wrong.
You know, technically, yeah.
it's a Dragon Ball Z movie.
But
Think about it. Think
in the
about
DC
it.
universe.
Think about it. He
Dude,
took forever
yeah, I
to
know,
power up, right? The entire first like 2 acts of that movie was about Clark Kent powering up because he's got to get his
And the
power level
fight-
to over 9,000.
And the fight with Zod up on air as they're flying, that
Yeah.
you tell me that's not some Dragon Ball Z shit. Yeah,
That
I
was
agree
totally
with you.
influenced by anime, by Dragon
That was
Ball
so,
Z.
and that's why it was good. That's why Man of Steel is so good too. Not just the story, but that action sequence. It was good. We got to do a watch along for Man of Steel, which whenever that'll be. I mean, I would love to be a part of that.
Yeah, I gotta get into that stuff. Dark Beast's like, Matt, no. Totally. Dragon Ball Jesus.
Great pun.
That's good, Andy. That's good. But all right, man. Hey, I'm gonna let you go, buddy. I'm gonna get to the last guy, and then I'm gonna wrap this thing up so I can get to bed.
All right, no problem. And hey, if you're proven wrong by next year, I'm gonna be like that zombie tiger, and I'm gonna bite your face clean off your head.
I am more than willing to be proven wrong. 100% willing to be proven wrong. Like, and I want to be proven wrong. But at the same time, it's like, I'm looking at what's presented. You know what I mean? Like,
if you're proven wrong, will you actually check out the projects they're gonna do?
I'm gonna watch it anyway. I'm gonna watch it anyway. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna watch it.
I watch your Justice League 2 and 3 videos saying like what I want to see it, and you're like, yeah, I love for you to have that mentality again.
I want to see it, but it's just looking at everything that they've told us. It's just not there, right? And I understand that there are people out there that are selling you hope. All right, they're selling you hopium. I get that. I'm not a hopium dealer. All right, I'm not a hopium or copium dealer. I'm not. I'm the kind of person that is like,
or an optimisium, if that's even a word.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would like to think I'm optimistic, but I'm also a little bit like sardonic, sarcastic, and cynical at times. But because a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's like people sometimes only hear what they want to hear, and they don't listen to what's being said, and they don't, and they listen to, like, they come at it from an emotion-based perspective. I am really good at turning off the emotion and just looking at it logically. It gets me in so much trouble in my personal life. Cause it's like, people want me to like act a certain way, and I'm just, or respond a certain way. And I'm just like, well, like, but
it sucks you have to go through all that, man.
Well, it's how I am. I'm just like that. I'm also like, and sometimes it makes me an asshole. Sometimes it makes me a jerk, because people don't like it when you just flat out say that they're wrong. And I'm not good at navigating it. Like, I'm not good at letting people down easy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not good at it, because I feel like it's a waste of time. I feel like you don't want me to hold your hand and slowly stroke it and go, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, we fought the good fight, you guys. It's okay. But you know what? Just don't give up hope. Just don't give up hope. It could return, like the Lord Jesus, one day he could return. It's like, that's not the hopium I'm going to sell. All right. I'm going to talk about the facts as they present themselves and what is available. And that is, again, I'm like the atheist in church, which I know is not the best analogy, but I think it's kind of accurate, because it's all,
you technically are an atheist, aren't you?
I respect it. I'm more like agnostic, like, I like the concept of something else out there. I just don't know if I believe in it. Right. Like, it's kind of cool.
Okay. I respect you.
Yeah.
I'm not totally respect
I'm not going to
that's
criticize people having faith if it's done, like the average person, like the average member of a flock they're just living their life. They're trying to do as best they can, and they're generally good people. And I have no issue with that. I have issue personally with the tenets of organized religion and how it does, I believe, subjugate people and force them to adhere to their own personal beliefs, like the people in charge, especially in regards to, let's say, the Catholic Church, just because of how it's handled all of the molestation over the years, where if a priest molests a kid, all that happens is the church cuts a check and sends the priest to another church. Right. And so instead of going back and reevaluating, maybe there's a reason why this is happening, they just keep doing it. And it's like, and it just keeps happening. And that to me is like very much an indictment of the problem with organized religion, because how, like look at people like, and I'm kind of going off on a political tangent and I apologize, but you've got people like Creflo Dollar out of Atlanta who runs a mega church, and he wanted $65 million to buy a new jet because his old jet wasn't as good anymore. And Pat Robertson was basically like, yeah, no, you should totally get this guy a $65 million jet. He's going to his congregation, and he's all like, Lord is telling me I need to hit this jet. And people are like giving him money to buy this jet. And then you got people like this one woman in Atlanta. She didn't have a lot of money, lost her job or whatever. And she's still going to church. And you know what her church did because she couldn't pay tithing? They sent her a bill. They sent her a bill.
A bill of how much?
It was like a couple $100. They sent her a bill because she was behind in her tithing. And so if you're going to be a member of that congregation, a member of that flock, a member of that church, you got to pay. And that's my issue with it. And it's not everybody. And it's a select few, but it's an ongoing problem that you see in
Oh no, we lost Matt.
We did?
Shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't tell me.
it's the same stupid StreamYard issue that keeps going on. I don't know why it happens. Happened like 3 times the other night. Yeah.
Now he's turning into me now after so many attempts of trying to get on.
All right.
There you
Can
go.
you guys hear
That's
me?
back.
Can you guys hear? Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
It happens. It's why I try to keep them like we did 3 times
Wait.
last night. It was pretty bad. But
Can I
anyway,
still
man,
hear him?
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Eddie, I don't think Eddie can hear me anymore.
Oh. Well, I don't know why can't I hear him?
Yeah, kind of.
You can still hear him, RJ?
Yeah, I can still hear him.
All right, Matt. Well, since I can't hear you,
Can you hear me now?
since I can't hear you, I'm gonna bounce. Okay.
All right, man.
But it was great talking to you. And hey, remember,
See you, Eddie.
see ya. And Supergirl.
Oh my God. All right. Eddie.
That was weird. I don't know why he couldn't hear you.
It might be because his mobile has a problem. All right, let's go to the last. Your sound is buffering. I know it happens. I'm on a wireless thing and I'm close to the modem, but it just spikes sometimes. All right, and then finally tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him, coming in all the way from New York, Mr. Anthony Chabot. I'm doing good, man. You've been waiting a little bit. What'd you get?
Oh, that's dope, dude. Nice.
Slimer.
Nice. All 5 volumes.
Well, except for the Slimer sub-series.
Well, that is lame. You need to get the Slimer sub-series.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Everything. I got my Skylar back working. I was watching wrestling tonight.
Nice.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much.
Tweet and an Instagram post. And the Brooklyn Nets have been eliminated.
Well, that's unfortunate. But that's good for you because that chick you like is a cheerleader.
Yes.
So she's free now. She's free. She can't ignore you anymore, Anthony. She can't do it. She can't run away from you. Your animal magnetism is too much, Anthony. You're just gonna you gotta crave in that shit. You know what I mean? You gotta go on the hunt for I can tell it's the hunt for some C word.
In 10 more days until I get out of Facebook jail. This is it. Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, you're out of Facebook jail. It's been that long already? It's been a long time.
30 days. And I'm looking forward to I like the Sasha Cali Supergirl. Sasha Cali.
Yeah, I think she looks great.
Sasha Cali is going to be awesome. I saw Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne from Batman Beyond.
Yeah, I love the new hairstyle he's got. I think Matt's audio might have cut out, Anthony. Yeah, he just left again. But yeah, no, I love the way it looks, dude. I'm super excited. I hope the Flash movie's good. I really do.
It's going to be good. It's going to reset the DCEU.
Okay.
Oh, wait, here we go. Matt, and tomorrow me and my mom is going to watch Cruella.
Oh, nice, man. I haven't watched that one yet myself, but I need to.
But next week I might go see Fast 9. You know, my worker had to do a personal thing on Thursday. That's why he couldn't show up, involving his mother and son.
Okay. Well, there was something I did take a snapshot of tonight that I wanted to talk about. If you are near an AMC theater and you want to go see Fast 9, you can get a collectible popcorn tin for $15 plus tax to get it filled. Or you can just get it for $7 plus tax empty.
But I sign up to the Regal. I sign up to the Regal points.
But I'm just saying that's in my mind, that's really dumb. You know what I mean? Like it's this whole
That is
thing.
really dumb. But I can't wait for the new Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer.
Yeah, no, well, we've gotten a trailer for it.
Talking about the second.
Oh yeah. Whenever that might come out, I don't quite know yet, but it should be pretty soon.
I'm doing good. I've been spending time with my mom. I've been taking care of her. I wish all the dads happy Father's Day. I'm ready for summer.
Nice.
And
well,
I'm turning 38. I'm turning 38 soon.
Nice. That's good, man. 38's it's a good number. All right. Well, hey Anthony, man, I'm gonna let you go, buddy.
All right, but before I let you go, on Tuesday morning, I'm gonna join your channel membership.
Oh, thank you. It's not, you don't have to eat. It's not required, nothing like that, but I do appreciate it. So thank you very
no problem.
much.
You have a good night, man.
Thank you. I unlike some people, I don't goad people into becoming a channel member. I don't manipulate and pressure and subtly hint that maybe to get access to certain things, like a community of people, that you should become a channel member. I believe that's a very very interesting take on things, and that's not the kind of planet that I want to hail from. I like people.
A certain Lord of Doom also does that.
Oh well. Yeah. Emotional manipulation to it's all pickup artistry shit. Anyway, so yeah, I did see. Hold on, there was a super chat that came in. Simon here, $5. Just says RoboCop is more of a Jesus movie than Man of Steel. Would you like to know more?
Would you like to read about the Gospel of RoboCop?
But wait, would you like to know more? Is Starship Trooper reference? So.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
No, I'm just saying it's like, But yeah, I love RoboCop, man. That's such a great film. Dark Beast here says, just accept Matt's role, your role in Matt's Boss Baby verse. Damn straight, man.
So which are you more excited for in July? Boss Baby 2 or Black Widow?
Oh, obviously Black Widow. I watched the new Boss Baby trailer and I'm just like, for me, it ended with the show. I mean, I'll watch the movie, but the trailer just was like, okay, there is pushing the bounds of what you will believe. And then there's Boss Baby 2. So like in the animated series, it's like each season deals with a different villain trying to take away baby love. In this one, Timmy's daughter has joined the family business and she gives them binkies to turn them back into kids while they try to save Baby Co. It just comes across as awkward. I'm going to watch it.
It's a cash grab.
It's totally a cash grab. Because here's the thing. If you watch the series finale of Boss Baby Back in Business on Netflix, when it ends, it's actually a very emotionally resonant ending. And it really does. Like Boss Baby, he gets a yellow 100. He gets 100% baby love. And then he retires. And he turns in, he doesn't take the formula that keeps him smart. He reverts, he goes to being a baby. And so him and Timmy can have their relationship. And then he ends up like giving a communicator between Timmy and Timmy's best friend who moved away so they could maintain their friendship as well, doing that for his brother. And it ends with them singing a song about family, right? So like the show ended on this real nice, loving note that was a good story. And then this movie, I don't know, I'm going to watch it, right? My kids are going to probably really like it. Again, like we've watched Luca like 10 times this weekend.
Yeah. It's a great movie, by the way. I love Luca.
Oh no, like Luca's, I love it. The soundtrack is great. Like I keep noticing little things in the background.
You got it's just a post-credit scene, right?
No.
You didn't catch the post-credit scene?
No, I didn't catch post-credit scene.
There's a post-credit scene.
I mean, I watched the end credits like until when showing like what happened after the movie.
Yeah, you gotta wait all the way to the end.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to check that out then. Yeah. So anyway, I
got to watch it the 11th time now.
Yeah, well, that's tomorrow morning. So I'll wake up guaranteed my kids will be watching it. Let's see. H Bart's here, $2. Thank you, man. It says, "Hey, Matt Fish." Okay. I don't know what that is. But thank you very much for that, H Barts. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to wrap up the show tonight. Was a lot of fun. Thank you to RJ for popping in. A good conversation. You know,
Yeah, always fun being here.
We touch upon the hard subjects. Of course, if you want to catch RJ and I discussing Loki episode 2, the variant, we have that up on the channel as well. We'll be doing episode 3 Wednesday evening or afternoon, and that will be up. And then if you want to become a channel member, again, completely optional. If you want your name on this list, right there next to Saggy Melons. You can do that in the link below as well. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Have yourself a great night. Please be sure to like the video if you want to see more of this. I'll talk to you all tomorrow night. Have a great one and peace.